Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast here, and this is my reaction to the 6-0 loss and the 9-1 loss on aggregate against Club Brugge in the Champions League qualifier playoff leg 2 tonight. An embarrassment, simply an embarrassment. We were absolutely humiliated tonight, and there's no other way to put that. The only thing that really should be done now is Russell Martin is given his P45, because there is no way back for him now. Absolutely no way back. There is simply no chance that these players lose the ability to do the basics of football, because that's clearly what's happened. It's quite clear out in the pitch they have chucked it. They have not got a clue what they're meant to be doing, and that is really simply down to Russell Martin. Whether he's actually had a fallout and lost the dressing room. I know there's rumours about a fallout with a couple of players. Whether that's happened, I don't know. But once you've lost the dressing room, there is no way back. And simply, it looks as if he's lost the dressing room already. These players are not buying into what he's delivering. That said, this is what comes to the problem of having a defined system. You need to have the players to back that system up. And quite clearly, what Russell Martin's trying to do, if there's even such a thing just now, we don't have the players to do that. A lot of our problems this season so far have came from the fact that we're playing such a high line in defence. We do not have the defenders with the ability to do that. And quite clearly, tonight, with a red card, Aarons felt as if he had no choice, but obviously there's going to be speculation that quite clearly he wanted off the park, because he could have at least kept up with the player there. I'll get into that though in a second. The match review is going to be match review in name, because I'm not going to really go over that game in full, because we all seen it out there. We lined up with Butland, Aarons, Suter, Jigga, Makoma, Rothwell, Cameron, Asgard, Antman, Gassama and Danilo. On the subs bench we had Kelly, Wright, Tavernier, Barron, Dessers, Diamande, Fernandez, Raskin, Moore, Gentles, Curtis and Hutton. Now, firstly, the team was leaked once again. I think it was maybe yesterday or this morning it was leaked, but there's a big issue straight away. Somebody within that squad or within the background team are leaking it. You don't have leaks of the team if everything is going all well. So quite clearly there's issues in the background there. Secondly, the team, some big omissions again. Tavernier missing out. As much as we all wanted Tavernier to take a step back, Aarons has shown us absolutely nothing so far to justify him taking Tavernier's place. And I would, this is coming from a Tavernier sceptic here, and I would much rather have Tavernier in that position just now, especially from a big European game. I think in the first leg was shown that in very fleeting glimpses Bruges can be got at, but we would need to be playing at a very high level, and clearly from minute one today we didn't look as if we were doing that. And on the 5th minute they get an early goal once again, and they made it 1-0. It was a well worked ball down the left, a lovely cross in, the attacker with a diving header right between the two defenders, clearly unaware of their surroundings, and a simple header into that diving header into the back of the net. And on the 8th minute, this is where Aarons gets his red card, a straight red card for hauling back the attacker well into our own half. Was a goal scoring opportunity, so you can't have any arguments about it there. Just in relation to that, we're playing such a high line. One long ball over the top completely outfoxes us. Aarons shoulder to shoulder with him running back, and he hauls him down. I've no idea why he done it. As I said, he looked as if he couldn't be bothered. Simple as, and that was his only option. In respect to that, Antman came off on the 12th minute and Tavernier came on to give us cover there. Throughout the first half especially, Butland had just an absolute number of massive saves for us. 19th minute, big save, blocked the shot at the left post. 22nd minute, an absolute thunderbuster for 30 yards. Butland gets his fingertips there and he managed to tip it onto the bar. Our defence ripped apart in the 23rd minute, another big save by the feet of Butland. 27th minute, another save from Butland. 31st minute, a stunning save from Butland to put it out for the corner after a well-worked move by Bruges. And on the 32nd minute, Bruges made it 2-0 from that corner, from the right to the middle of the box. Our defenders can't jump. I think it was their captain jumped higher than the rest of us, and a lovely header into the side of the goal. Bruges hit it off the woodwork on the 36th minute. And in the 41st minute, they made it 3-0. They went down the right, a pass to the overlapping player, cross on the deck, misses the first attacker, and our defender went to the back post. Their attacker has a shot. Bearing in mind, nobody picking up this attacker. It was a good save by Butland at the near post. However, rebounds back out to that same player, and he shoots it into the back of the net. So there's no marking on the first shot. Absolutely no one near him on the second, on the rebound either. Just absolutely pathetic. And our arses collapsed after that. 45th minute, they go 4-0 up. Ball switched from left to right. They played it about, a cross back over the left side and a volley into the net, completely unmarked. And on the 47th minute, Bruges made it 5-0. A cross in from the right side of the box into the centre, completely unmarked again. There's a theme running here, and a simple header into the back of the net. So humiliating at that point there. A raft of changes at half time. Could have been anybody, to be honest. Rothwell, Asgard and Gassama off, Raskin, Curtis and Dio on. And it never really worked because Bruges made it 6-0 on the 50th minute. Lovely move with close-knit play, waltzing through our defence, ending in a side foot shot, hit off the right post and into the net. 59th minute, Danilo off and Barron on, and I stopped taking notes at that point because we done absolutely nothing. Bruges were still cutting us apart, not to the same extent as what they'd done previously. They were still going for it, they just taking their foot off the gas slightly. So really not much else I can say about that. We knew it was going to be an uphill struggle tonight. We knew the chances are we were going to get beat. What you can't legislate for is the manner of the defeat. I think we can all accept getting defeated sometimes, especially by much better sides, and Bruges clearly are a much better side. However, it's the manner of the defeat. The players running about clueless, getting absolutely skinned. As I said, these players just don't lose the ability to do the basics of football, and that's clearly what's happened in this team. There is absolutely no way back for Russell Martin now, and I said on Twitter during the game, the new ownership group need to act, and need to act within the next day or so, because if they don't, they will understand very quickly how toxic our fan base can get, and you can't blame the fan base for that at all, because nothing has worked so far this season. Nothing has changed. We've actually regressed in the way we've been playing. At least last year, as much as the domestic campaign was a bin fire, at least we had Europe to cling on to, and there was a bit of joy in Europe there. It was always good seeing us. As much as this we're probably never going to win it, there was always good performances in Europe. So far, we've had absolutely nothing. You can only see this going one way. The board need to act, and act soon. Big game on Sunday against Celtic. They've got their own troubles to seek. This is the thing. We had a good laugh at their expense last night against getting put out of the Champions League off a Kazakhstan team who are sitting about 200 odd places below them in the coefficient, never been into the Champions League before. And quite rightly, we hold that over them. But we've got to take our medicine with this one, because that was another humiliating result. We'll need to see what happens at the weekend. I do not hold out much hope there. But I'll be back with a post-match for that one anyway. So, all that's left to say is thanks for listening and goodbye.